Looks like I'm also taking a look at a Dipplin Thwackey deck. It's a fun deck. It's super, I think, matchup dependent because the numbers it hits are just kind of weird. It's a very fun deck and has this tremendous ability to just do massive search in your deck. So let's dive into it here. I would also say it's a very budget-friendly deck as well. They're just commons and uncommons. Dipplin's an uncommon. The Thwackey's a common. So Dipplin has the attack do the wave for 1 grass. It does 20 damage per each of your bench Pokemon. So it attacks for 1 energy. That's always nice. It's 20 per bench, so that's a max of 100. That's underwhelming for sure. But then the Festival lead ability, if Festival Grounds is in play, that's a stadium. This Pokemon may use an attack twice. And if the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon. So we can attack twice, and we have a number of tools to help get the numbers to where we need it to be. And that's important in the deck, those tools, because the 100 damage, and that's assuming you get a full bench, isn't great. But we can boost it up with some tools, which makes it, again, viable, or at least semi-viable is where I'd see this deck at. And then we play a 4/4 line of Dipplin and a 4/4 line of Thwackey. The Thwackey, which is what makes this whole thing potentially workable, has the Boom Boom Groove ability. Once during your turn, if your active Pokemon has the Festival lead ability, which this Dipplin has, okay? It has it. You may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So search your deck for any one card. We know how good that is with the Pidgeot EX, but here it's on a stage 1 single prize, not a stage 2 multi-prize. Of course, we'd need a Pokemon Festival lead in the active, but here we're built to attack with it. But the really good thing with the Thwackey here, it doesn't have the restriction of only once per turn. So you can search your deck for 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards on a turn. Super, super, super insane. So 4/4 Dipplin, a 4/4 Thwackey, and then we're playing also a 2/2 Rabsca, because we need it. Like Dragapult EX ruins this deck, and a lot of other things do as well. Rabsca, which we can attack with, but it's really here for the Spherical Shield ability. It's another stage 1 uncommon, once again super budget friendly, but it prevents all damage from and effects of attacks from your opponents done to your bench Pokemon. So it's Manaphy, it's the Jirachi. It also stops the damage counter placements by the Dragapult EX, which Jirachi does not. So super, super good and just necessary for a number of matchups to have a chance in it. So you gotta have that, at least a 1/1 line, and I think it's so important. I've decided to go with a 2/2 line after having played the deck some. 6 basic grass energy. It's not a lot. It's enough. We only need 1. Obviously, the less copies you play, the harder it is to get into your hand. That is the downside. So let's get into the trainers here, which is an interesting mix of things. Getting Pokemon to play, we play 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We just need to be chucking down basics all the time. 2 Ultra Balls. A 3rd Ultra Ball would be nice, because at some point we run out of Ultra Ball, and we have a hard time searching for the evolutions. And then this deck is fairly reliant on Bug Catching Set, 4 copies of that as well. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put up any combination of 2 of Grass Pokemon or Basic Grass Energy into your hand. So getting some hits off Bug Catching Set, and even getting the right hits off of it, can be very important in this game. Pokemon Recover, we play Super Rod, which is very good. And then we also play, which is important in this deck, Lana's Aid. Put up to 3, a combination of 3 Pokemon that don't have a rule box, which none of these do, and Basic Energy from Disc Ball into your hand. So very good, very, very, very important in this deck, I will say. Okay, what do we have to modify the damage numbers? I'll hit that. Mostly tools. Vitality Band does +10, important in a lot of cases. One-shots Cramorant with a full bench, so that's important there. 1 Defiance Band gives extra 30 to every Pokemon. I think that's just really good. Helps the numbers a ton. You have to be behind the prizes, so that, which means you might hit the extra 30 the first turn. If you take a knockout, you might lose it the second turn. So just be aware of all those things. And then we also play Maximum Belt, super, super important. Does 50 more to your opponent's active EX Pokemon, so that's really important. And then the other tools, and I'm doing tools, is a copy of Team Evolution. If we go second, it lets us set up, because we do play for Arven, so Leak, one of the supporters there. But also, even mid-game, if we're up against Dragapult, even on turn 2, just getting the Rabscas onto the bench is super important there. And then also to get damage up, we play a copy of Kieran. It's supported with 2 options. You can switch your active Pokemon with your bench Pokemon, which is fine. But then it's really largely here for the second effect. During this turn, your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX and active V Pokemon. So very nice there, and that lets us get up to damage numbers we need in a number of cases. You can obviously Kieran and Maximum Belt stack on EXs, so important things there. All right, hitting the supporters. Oh, 3 Arven. Sorry, I thought I had 4. At one point I did. I cut it. I added some of the cards to the deck, so down to 3. Lana's 8, I believe I said that. The Kieran I hit in 3 Iono, and this deck plays in 2 Boss, which of course is very good, and 1 Roseanne's backup. This one doesn't get played as much, so I'll just read it off here. It gives you a option of to put up to 4 cards from your discard pile into your deck. You have to choose one option at least. A Pokemon from the discard pile into your deck, a tool from your discard pile into your deck, which is really good. That's part of why it's here. A stadium for your discard pile into your deck. Stadiums are super critical because we need the Festival Grounds Stadium to be able to attack twice with our Dipplin, and then energy from the discard pile into your deck, which is, and that's fine there. So, and 1 Pal Pad to get back any supporters we choose, up to 2. Festival Grounds. This is the stadium that we need to attack twice with Dipplin. It's not a great stadium in most games. Each Pokemon has an energy attached, which we always want an energy attached. It recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special conditions, so you can't be burned, poisoned, confused, asleep, paralyzed, which can be useful. I've had other decks that were like relying on special conditions where when my opponent plays Festival Grounds, I kind of cry. So but most of the time it doesn't matter at all. What else do we play? 1 copy of Switch. And that might be it. Oh, 1 copy of Counter Catcher. And I think that is it. So that's the list. I've been playing the deck a decent amount, been tweaking the list, been refining the list a few times over the course of it. This is a very solid 60 for the deck. I think it's a bit a run hot, run cold deck. It's super matchup dependent. It is fun though, so definitely want to take a look at the deck and let's see it in action. All right, see how things go. Very much would like to go first with this deck. I have added the TM Evolution, which I didn't have originally, so therefore, if I go second and can evolve, that's good. And actually, I think it's good also even later game against Dragapult, even if I do it like my second turn, but once Dragapult attacks, Dragapult EX, that ruins this deck's day for sure. But having the potential to get that powered up immediately is good. I don't know if I'm first or second, so I'm first. Okay, I need to hit something off Bug Catcher. Fluttermane is very bad news for me too. Very, very bad news. That's all I can say there. It's probably a loss, honestly. And right, Fluttermane, because I don't have my ability, which means I have 1 attack. Look, if I can fill up my bench, I can one-shot them, and it gives me a chance. So we'll see. Now they're weak to me. That's a big plus. So I potentially can one-shot them and then attack a second time even. That's really, really good. So we'll see how this goes. I need the tool to one-shot right now. I do with the 2 attacks, I do knock them out. So this gives me some real hope this game. Look, it's not a bad setup. I have 2 Applin in play, so I can definitely attack next turn. I have a Dipplin in hand. I mean, they might Iono me, and I might lose the pieces I need. I mean, that's always possible, right? You just can't, that's just always the risk. What do they have here? Okay, 1 single prize Roaring Moon. That's dependent on how many cards in deck. Okay, Darkrai V-Star they got rid of. Okay. Wait, how'd they get rid of that one? Okay, with Earthen Vessel, okay. Okay, they rotted that back. All right, so they're getting things going. They might be able to attack this turn. Look, if they attack with Roaring Moon though, if I'm able to one-shot them, or honestly even two-shot them, that's really bad news for them. So I don't know. I don't really, I don't know if they want to attack with Roaring Moon EX this turn. I think it's a big risk if they do. It's a risk I'm probably happy with. What's Darkrai? He's also Grass Weak. Okay, good. So that's super good for me. And I think in the basic single prize Roaring Moon's also Grass Weak. So that's all, all very nice stuff. Kind of need to knock out. Okay. I need one more Pokemon down, right? I'm at 80, so it's a decent chance I get the knockout here. And then, and I do, and do I want to drop down Stadium? I don't think I get to attack twice. I think I'll attack the Fluttermane out. I'll knock out the Fluttermane. I'm pretty sure I don't get another attack, but I do get rid of the Pokestop, right? I'm not going to play this Festival Ground because I'm pretty sure it shouldn't work. I do the wave. It doesn't have its ability at that point in time. Now it gets the ability, but it should be okay. Rabsca, I don't know how important it is for this matchup. I have Arven, which gets me my tool, which means that gets me to be able to one-shot the Roaring Moon EX. So this is all pretty nice though. So energy switch, so they might be able to attack with a single prize. We'll see. They need to get, yeah, no, they can. Do they knock me? Yeah, they just need one. They just need 80 to knock me out. So they're gonna one-shot me. I'll one-shot them back. I imagine it. Look, it's not guaranteed right now, but I mean, it basically is guaranteed. And I just need to do 70 because they're weak to me, so that's what's good there as well. So, I'm liking this. Obviously, they're weak to me. It makes the matchup very good. Okay. Mew EX. Do they want to attack with Mew EX, though? They can excuse me, go on. They can one-shot my Mew EX with Roaring Moon. It gives them a pivot and all, which is nice for this deck too, because they do play Dark Patch. How many copies they have? They're down 2 copies. So okay. So they knock me out, which is fine. I promote the Applin. I can Arven for a Thwackey. No, I can't. No, don't do that because I don't have Dipplin yet. Okay, well that part's good. Evolve you. So it's not ideal here. I'm gonna need my evolution. And as for a tool, I don't want any of these tools, right? I'll grab Vitality Band, although it's not what I need. Get rid of this. I'll get rid of Roseanne's backup when I do that, because I think, look, I might need this game. This could be this could cost me, but let me just grab Dipplin. I'll Buddy-Buddy Poffin down. Something else. I have the knockout at this point, right? Yes. And what do I want to drop down? Let's see, I'll drop that another Applin just because so I can keep up the attackers. I'm not in a great spot for next turn. But I'm not in a terrible spot either. I do get to attack again. That's nice as well. I could have grabbed you know, if I had grabbed my tool, I would have the knockout this turn. I didn't think they were, honestly, I'm a bit surprised they promoted there. I guess they didn't want the Mew, they could have promoted the Mew, but it would get one shot. They could have promoted the Radiant. I wonder if they should have promoted the Radiant Greninja. But I don't think I wanted to put a tool on that I needed, because then I lose the chance to one-shot an EX later in the game, and that's going to be important to do, right? So right now they're going to knock me out, and I need to top deck something, so that's not ideal. I do have a boss, and we'll see what happens, right? If they don't get energy attached to Darkrai, getting Darkrai into the active, I guess, is the best play. No, that's not so good either. So we'll see what happens here. And at one point I had the belt that does 30 more to Vs. I dropped that just because, you know, Vs are certainly on the decline. But ooh, well, this is bad news. It's very bad news. So unless I get lucky here, I'm going to lose the game. Oh, well, that's a mistake, I think. Oh, canceling Cologne. Okay, well, that's not a mistake then. Very good for them. They had got canceling Cologne, right? This deck could play canceling Cologne, like, because you saw Fluttermane at the start of the game, which would have been good. The problem is, if you have canceling Cologne, you have to get it in hand the turn you need it. So unless you already have it, once your opponent sends up the Fluttermane, you can't search out, because then you've lost your ability. Your Thwackies don't work. You don't do anything, right? So I'm going to lose. I would think they take out the Rabsca and the Dipplin, and then I need something, and I lose my attacker, right? So I guess I gust up the Darkrai V-Star and hope. I assume they take out the Dipplin, yeah. So I'll evolve into Thwackey, gust up the Darkrai, and hope. Which, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's far from the best thing in the world. No, yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Arven, though, is good. All right, so I can search for any one card. With that, I get my tool as well. So I'll take the knockout, right? And, oh, wait. I've got to get the, actually, I'm going to lose the tool, aren't I? Because I've got an Ultra Ball here. So, I'm not going to get the knockout, am I? It's not going to happen. Maybe I should have evolved. No, evolving's too little too late, though, isn't it? Too little too late. I think, let's think, can I figure this thing out? I do attack twice. But I only get one card, right? And I use my supporter for turn. I get Bug Catcher. That's what I gotta do, and hope I get lucky. That's what I gotta do. Okay. Bug Catcher, because I need energy, and I need a Pokemon. That's what needs to happen here. Which could happen. It could happen. Look, if I get another Thwackey, or Thwackey's super awesome as well, right? That's super awesome, like I was... Okay. So now I'm really in business, because now I can get down two more guys with... So what do I have? I have a Rabsca, or the Rellor, and another Grookey. Okay. I want to fill up my bench. That's what I want to do here. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I got lucky there. That I will say. And one Grookey. Okay. I do two shot on this one turn, I guess, right? That's probably the better way to think of it, because I can obviously one-shot them and then attack another Pokemon, right? Which is obviously much better. So there used to be some distinction between taking 2 knockouts and knocking out 2 Pokemon and 1 Pokemon on your turn. All right, I'm now in a lot of trouble. I'm gonna bump my stadium. I have Festival Grounds. Okay, they're playing their stadium. I do get to use the stadium, and it might get me out of this hole. Actually, they're gonna bump their stadium, aren't they? They need an energy, which I assume they're gonna get. If they don't get their energy, of course, then it's pretty much a wipeout for them. Okay, they got their energy, so they knock me out. I don't have an attacker. Again, I need to get Dipplin into hand, so I assume. Oh, they didn't wipe the stadium out. Well, that's actually very good. That gives me some hope. Gives me hope. I might be able to pull it off then. Pal Pad. Do I want a Pal Pad here? I guess I do, right? Because if I get back an Arven, that's good for me here, right? So I will Pal Pad, get back both Arven. Okay, I might have one Dipplin in deck. That's the most. Okay. Now the problem is I do lose my stadium, so maybe I shouldn't have played that card, should I? All right, Bug Catcher, Rod. Okay, that's good stuff there. So I will grab, let's say, one. What's the energy situation? I'll grab 2 Dipplins. I have to get a Dipplin. I will Buddy Poffin first, I think, to thin things out. Now I need, what I need now is a Dipplin. Ah, beautiful. Actually, I can Dipplin and Thwackey, because that gets me like all the cards in the world there. And I have, well, I don't have game yet, but I'm in very good shape, right? I'm rolling towards getting everything I need. That's what I'll say. Get an energy first. I need energy for sure. All right, down to 2 energy. I don't knock him out yet, but that's gonna be okay. I will grab my. I'm behind in prizes here. So let me get my Defiance Band, I guess, this turn. Whoops. Defiance Band there. So now I one-shot you. And then what else do I want to get here? Hang on. Do they have Radiant Greninja in deck? They don't. All right, I'm going to assume they can't attack with that. I'm going to get a supporter for next turn. That's what I'm going to grab here. What's the stadium situation, by the way? Just 1. So I'm going to grab Arven. Do I wait, just make sure that I've got... Don't have Ultra Ball, though. Do I? Well, that's pretty terrible. All right, I'll do that. Okay, that's a big concern. Okay, and I will take the knockout. Which I get that. They're gonna send up they'll send up the Mew because I don't knock that out. They're gonna get the knockout, the follow-up knockout to me. So that's, I got Bug Catching Set, I got energy. Okay, that's good because I need to get Dipplin in hand, obviously. So this is good. Arven, I may have Rod in deck. So let's see. They need 1 energy though, so that's it's possible they missed the attack. In which case, then I just have game period. And my Defiance Band is no good to me the rest of the game. I cannot one-shot a Roaring Moon with this guy. So, and okay, I got the win, right? My opponent was weak. Look, this is a deck that is excuse my voice. I am recording what's early in the day for me, so got morning voice going on, but did the job. You know, up against the deck I was weak, but got going, and once this deck gets going, it is very, very strong. All right, see how things go this game here. Again, prefer to go first, but if I'm second, if I can get my tool, I am in good shape. So, even if I go second, if I get, you know, I need to get a lot of Pokemon to play, and of course I can play my supporter. So getting a good board state super important. You know, now one of the things that's tricky is the festival lead, the stadium, if that's the right name, Festival Grounds. Sorry, that makes more sense actually. All right, well, this is not what I wanted, but we'll see how this goes. Okay. And my first, I'm second. Okay. Shinx, which evolves, and I don't remember exactly what's what here. All right, so got an Applin. That's good. I will attach active. I don't want to have to switch. 30. Oh, I have game. So look, so there we go. Right. And I got the donk. So donk time, baby. That's fun. So you know, obviously just you know, this is obviously far from a donk deck. But you know, it happens and you take it when you get it. So worked out well with the starter I ended up having there. All right, see how things go here. Calling heads like I always do, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, I get to go first. That is good. And yeah, see what happens. Do I, you know, I think playing the deck from the building it to where I'm at now, it's a very inconsistent deck. Applin is good. I need to get a okay. The Thwackey, the basic of Thwackey, which I'm blanking on, and there is an evolution as well. What, Rillaboom, which you could attack with as well, but I think it's a 2-energy attacker, which isn't good for this deck really. I got the Grookey. That is very nice. So opponent's going to take the knockout on the Applin of the active. So give me something here. All right, well, I've got to get another Applin in play. That's what that means. What do I gotta get rid of? Do I get rid of a Dipplin? If I keep the Vitality Band, kind of want the Vitality Band, don't I? This is risky, but I'd like to get the one. I'd like to take 2 prizes next turn. That's my thought. So this gives me that option, right? I mean, things need to come together here, but it's not terrible. Okay, so it's enough. It's just kind of just enough is what I'll say. Obviously, they don't get the knockout. That's really good, right? The fact that they have Cramorant in the active meant I want to keep the Vitality Band because I want to get the one shot. Otherwise, I would have played a little differently. I would have still probably gotten the second Applin in play because this whole situation is not any good without it. But they have to get a switch. All right, they have a call risk, so they're halfway there to Cramorant attacking for free. Honestly, they could even do it with playing a Stadium or Tool in a Lost Vacuum, so they could actually get the 4 that way as well. I have to get a full bench, and I have to... okay, so they're going to just retreat, so play Radiant Charizard, I assume is what the Fire Energy's for with the Lost Zone. Blood Moon Ursaluna, okay. And they don't need the big attacker, they know that, so that makes sense. I mean, Cramorant takes their knockouts for them. I mean, streaming Cramorants is probably the best thing for them. Okay. Not bad there. So 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which got him to 2 Comfies. What is the TM? Is it Devolution? Okay, which, again, they don't need that. So they're going to take a knockout. They have a rescue board, so it's a pretty solid state for them. Okay, getting another Pokemon to play, another Comfy, okay. So they could even Flower Selecting again. Okay. So now that's 6, I think. So, well, they might stabilize this turn. They did not. Okay, so that's not good there at all. Not good at all. Well, I need to do this. Need to do this. I do want to get the reps. I could. See what I get here. I want a Rellor because he's going to be super important this game, right? Do I want 2 Rellors even? I could do that. Not guaranteed to get energy though. That's the problem there, right? I'm gonna go double Rellor because this game has gotten very dicey here, right? So I can take 2 prizes. I think I gotta evolve this turn though, right? That's what I'm thinking. So do I want to Arven here? I'm gonna Arven. It's a big risk. A big risk. Let me make sure I have to do a Team Evolution. I have Bug Catching Set. I've got to hit energy though. If I don't hit energy, or I could get a Thwackey as well. Okay, so that's not terrible. It's not terrible. So Bug Catching Set and Team Evolution. Because if I set up here, I think, and okay, Thwackey's great actually. Thwackey is probably better, right? I'm probably gonna evolve. I get my energy, and I get myself set for next turn, which I think is what I need to do here. Because I'm taking 2 prizes at a turn, right? I need to set up. That's what needs to happen here. So. Evolution. We'll do that. I'm gonna. They played a Lost Vacuum, right? So I don't have to play another Lost Vacuum. So I'm gonna drop down my Stadium because I do need this next turn, and then I'm gonna evolve 2 guys, and I think that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna evolve the Rellor and the Applin. Just if they gust me and cancel and clone me, then this is undone, right? I do run that risk, but this way I can promote my other Dipplin. If I could have got the 2 Rabscas, and then I'm safe from Sableye or whatever, because they can cancel and clone me. They can cancel and clone 1 Rabsca in the active, but they can't cancel and clone 2 Rabscas, right? But if I don't have a Dipplin on the bench, then I can't promote a Dipplin, and I can't then search any cards I want with my 2 Thwackeys, right? So, so I do want to keep a Dipplin on the bench, and this is a very nice situation I'm in here. Yeah, I'm very pleased here. My ability to retreat, you know, I play only 1 switch card, so that's going to be I'm vulnerable to the boss with this deck. That's always a case too. Some decks play the rescue board. I just don't, because they're probably going to gust up a Thwackey, and his retreat cost is 2. That reduces it to 1, but unless I have an extra energy to attach that turn, meaning I already have a Dipplin powered up, which I could, but not all the time, right? If I don't have energy in play, and then I could, you know, giving up the ability to attack 1 turn is probably a bad thing. Okay, so this is good here. So I'm going to take 2. So this has worked out quite nicely. I grab my energy. I need to get another Pokemon in play here. It's not ideal, but it's okay. I do have boss as well if I want. I probably don't want to do that though. So I need to fill the bench. I have to have energy. What's knocked out? I can get an Applin. I can get 2 Dipplins. So that's actually pretty good. So I'll get Lana's aid. Actually, that actually gets me back energy as well, right? So I'll do that first. Gets me my Applin, gets me a Dipplin, gets me an energy. So now I have a full bench. That's really good there. I do that there. I'm now doing 100, and I'll attach my tool. So I'll evolve the Rabsca, right? Why not do that? And I'm in very nice shape here. So I attach the tool and take a knockout, and I take 2 prizes here and jump ahead. So, you know, so this is good, right? This extra 10 damage is, you know, what tools do you play in the deck? That's one of the big questions with this deck. All right, Arven is nice. That gets me more access to tools. This is the best tool this matchup, though. So they're giving up SVI. Do the wave there. I have the Dipplin. Now, if they knock out my Dipplin and they Iono me, that's where I'm vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable there, and I will be unless I can avoid getting knocked out one turn, and I don't know that I can do that. So, because at this point, I'm always attacking with Dipplin, I'm going to have an Applin on the bench, which means I don't have a Dipplin on the bench. If I didn't go with double Rabsca, then I could have gone to get 2 Applins down this turn, which then puts me in a much better place. You know, that's kind of that's the reality of things as well. But right now they don't have an attacker, so they're at 11 in the loss zone. Okay, they play Iron Bundle, so they're gonna knock me out with Cramorant. Oh, Hassle. No, I like Hassle. Hassle's a card I consider in this deck too. I like it in these single prize decks where you're going to have decent sized hands, which I think you're often going to have here. You look at the top 8, you put 3 of them in your hand if your Pokemon was knocked out last turn. So if you have a decent sized hand, which is common for a lot of decks, this deck runs a little small on hand size, so maybe it's not necessary. But you know, even if you just have a few cards you need, and you can add some good cards to your hand, I think Hassle could be very good in this deck. Like I said, I'm liking Hassle. I think it's underplayed. You know, it's a new card, single prized. It wants to go in single prize decks. Single prize decks generally are not the top decks. Opponents being very slow. I assume they have Switch. They might not. Also, if they don't have Switch, then well, then it's probably game over for them there. Let's see, what are they missing for Switch? Down a rescue board in here, so lost vacuum, so they can get rid of, oh, they could get rid of my tool, maybe? Get rid of my tool, okay. So that means they're not knocking me out, though. Well, I guess. Interesting. I mean, lost vacuuming the tool actually isn't... Okay. I mean, they shouldn't have lost vacuum the tool before they attached and checked out the next company, right? That was a missequence there. They haven't played a supporter. They probably do play some Iono, which will be pretty... No, oh no, they played Hassle. I take that back. Obviously, they don't get the knockout. I'm in very, very good shape here. I assume they can. They could have got the knockout already. So that last turn, they're trying to set up with the comfy. See how this goes here. Certainly not in a bad, so Prime Catcher. Okay, so they're doing the Thwackey play. Oh, okay. That I actually like that. I can survive with one Thwackey is what I'll say. So that's actually pretty good. I don't get the one shot though, right? That's the bad part. But I do 2-shot it, and I do get another Dipplin in play. So I evolve there. What do we have here? I do want to get another Thwackey in play. So I'll get a Grookey down. What do I want to grab? What do I grab here? Do I want just energy and such? I could grab Bug Catcher. I'm gonna, I guess maybe Iono here. Maybe Iono, because their hand's pretty big, and just puts them into a small hand, or you know. Do I want to Iono? Do I want to? I'm gonna Bug Catcher and see what I get from that, I guess. And then I will Maximum Belt. All right, that's a nice set of cards there. Got my energy. That's the big thing. The Thwackey, of course, is what I need next turn. And of course, I do grab something here. I don't really know what I want, though. I'll grab Festival Grounds just in case. How about that? I'll grab that. Okay. So I don't have any way to get up to the damage numbers now that I need to one-shot. So it made sense, obviously, that they did what they did in terms of getting rid of my tool. If they take 2 prizes, then I do have Defiance Band. You know, playing double Rabsca was risky. I felt that, you know, my day would get ruined if I only played 1 Rabsca, possibly. The basic Dipplin is what? Dipplin, I think, is 40, 70. So they could take out a Rabsca and a Dipplin, take 2 prizes 1 turn, and leave me without a Rabsca for the following turn. And that's what really ruins the game. And I was kind of thinking upside versus downside. The downside of losing my only Rabsca was too much, particularly losing Rabsca, gusting Rabsca, canceling Cologne, because they probably play a canceling Cologne. At least there's a good chance that do they play? All right, getting rid of Mirage Gate, because at this point they're just running Cramorant. They're going to do that again. I'm okay. I think I want to, at some point I need to boss as well here. I have a good hand here. That's nice as well. So they have both Cramorants in play. So they're going to just knock me out. I think I want a boss. I think I want to start getting pressure on them. Yeah, I think starting to boss is what I need to do. So this is pretty solid, though. This is actually very solid. So a second Thwackey, get my Applin down. I'm getting really all the pieces together. So this is good. I'm going to boss here. I want to grab an energy. And then what else do I want to do here? Do I need to rod? I might need to rod. Let me see what's in deck. A Grookey, a Thwackey, an Applin. Yeah, so I need to rod, which is fine. Just peek at in here. So Pokemon 1. Yeah, okay, so that's fine there. Play the rod, grab rod, and let me just look at. I mean, Lana's Aid's actually I don't have Pal Pad. Oh no, I do have Pal Pad. Lana's Aid's actually really good too, isn't it? But I'm gonna rod here. Whoops. Applin and 2 Dipplins just so I can stream these attackers. And I'm gonna boss up a Comfy, because this is really good. I mean, look, the having the other tool is actually better, but I take a prize, and I'm either going to take 2 prizes, which they can't let me take 2 prizes, I don't think. So I'm going to have to send up Cramorant, but that puts me, okay, Dipplin's nice as well. So I do 100. I don't knock him out, but now, you know, I'm now in pretty solid shape, though, right? I'm closer to a 2-prize turn, right? They're gonna have to switch into the Cramorant, which I can 2-shot him, or better yet, I would, if I can, I boss up the other Cramorant. No, I gust up a Comfy, knock out the Comfy, and then get both Cramorants damaged so that I can take out kind of whatever they attack with. That's the thought there. Oh, Monkey Dory? Okay. I don't love that, but that makes sense. Okay, so they can move. They move 30, right? Which means next turn they move 30. My Applins, my Dipplin though. Okay. They shouldn't move it to the Dipplin. They might though, but I think that's a mistake if they do. Oh, Monkey Dory can attack as well. Okay, he can. I mean, I'm confused. So how are they going to work this? Obviously, if they disrupt my hand and they start to put damage counters on the Applin, that gets some games. So look, I opened up this play to my opponent. I definitely did that by damaging someone and not knocking him out. That's a given there. But I think I do need to take some multi-prize turns, right? I need one more multi-prize turn, I would say. Which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna evolve. I do have Boss here, which might be good. How do I want to work this? What do I have here? I have a Dipplin. I guess, do I want to wait on the Boss? Yeah, I think I want to wait on Boss. So let me see. Let's see, I have 2 Thwackies. I could. I guess, do I just want to drop down an Applin here? Dropped out Applin. Oh, I did have my Kieran as well. I forgot about that. I did have that, so I could have taken a 1-shot with that as well. So I'm going to grab the card that gets me what I need for next turn, right? Now they could cause me some trouble. They could do that. You know what? I'm gonna make this play. I'm gonna set up next turn. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll grab the Boss and grab Lana's Aid. And that's all good and fine. And I will take a knockout. If they get a second Monkey Dory down, that's where I run into trouble here. They might do that, right? Because then they could take out both of my. They could take out Dipplin and Applin, and I can't really do much. You know what? I'm not gonna attack. I am not gonna attack. I'm not gonna give them that option to move, right? Because I could lose the game if they had the ability to second Monkey Dory with energy. I don't know if they play that much darkness energy and all that, but that would have cost me the game here. They can take out my Dipplin and Iono me, and I might lose the game too, because I don't have another Dipplin to play, and I only draw 1 card. I draw a second card. I'm in a lot of trouble with that. But I took away the chance for my opponent to win this turn, in which case I think I win this next turn, right? That's what I think happens here. Actually, I should have grabbed Lana's I should have grabbed the Lanas, which I didn't do, right? So at this point, I might just lose this game. Now I realize I don't have a Dipplin in hand, so that's not good, right? That's not good. So, yeah, I made a major misplay in this game. I realized I don't have Dipplin in hand, and I don't have access to it in hand. So, and of course, I've got to win this next turn, or my opponent's definitely going to win. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. See what happens here. Yeah, I realized I made a major miscalculation. So they're gonna prime catch. What are they gonna do? Well, that's okay. I mean, so they're giving me. All right. Well, they just gave up the game there. Because I have game now. They're gonna knock out my Thwackey. I still have one Thwackey, and I have boss in deck, so I just, you know, they gave up the game with that play, essentially. I think I'm guaranteed. I have a Grookey in hand, which I don't even need that, so I just grab boss, and I have game, and they know I have boss because I just Pal Padded boss back. Besides, you know, aside from the boss I was sitting on, okay, and I just attack here. I do 80, right? So, okay. So look, I made a major mistake there. I might have made others too. It was a slow. That's an interesting game though, because it ends up being a true single prize matchup. They played the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, but they lost on it right away, knowing that it wasn't important for that matchup. Well, they could have. Maybe it would have been good, right? They don't need it to one-shot me. It gives up potentially 2 prizes, but I can't one-shot it. I'm 2-shotting it, so, and that's if I get Maximum Belt. Without Maximum Belts, then I can knock it out in 1 turn with Maximum Belt, so it could have actually been very disruptive for me if they had done that. Now I can recover Maximum Belt because I have Roseanne's backup. So anyway, thoughts on the deck as I conclude here. It's an okay deck. Look, the Thwackeys, the setting up is awkward. That's the problem. The setting up's very awkward. I don't know that the attack of the Dipplin is enough, right? 200 over 2 attacks. For all the pieces, I think it's just too much work to make happen. It's a potentially super powerful engine. Obviously, searching for like 2 or 3 cards in the deck per turn that you want, amazing. Could it become part of a other kind of an engine for something else? Maybe. The way they built it, though, with the retreat cost of Dipplin being 2, means you can't counter catcher, or you can't rescue board. So expanded, obviously, you can get free retreat on it. And then maybe there it could become something. Let me know your thoughts. What could the Dipplin Thwackey engine provide? That's not necessarily just a Dipplin attacker, because I'm not sure that has enough upside to it. But it's a fun deck. It's certainly a very budget-friendly deck. Both I think most things in Live are budget-friendly. This is obviously no EXs, so very budget-friendly there. I think they're probably both. The Dipplin is just an uncommon. The Thwackey is a common. Well, this deck is I didn't even realize that. So this deck is insanely cheap to craft too. So accessible to everyone for sure. And give it a try and have some fun. Play some Pokemon. Take care.